We are 24 hours into labour, 5 a.m.
Baby daddy feeding me well. We are still waiting to be discharged.
About to see official mama and papa.
I feel like I'm living in a bit of a dream world right now. Welcome back to another video, guys. I am currently having a contraction.
Kate's in early labour.
Well, we've been in early labour since fucking 1 o'clock this morning, so I'm really
We might now be in active labour.
We might now be transitioning into active labour.
Kate's mum's just arrived as well.
Oh, fantastic. She's come to pick up this wee man who's been a bit distressed, hasn't he?
Oh, he doesn't know what's
Not
going
sure
on.
what's going on.
Currently, this is the situation we're in. We're bouncy.
Got me crisps.
Got some raspberry jam toast. We've got Father Bride on TV.
Tens machine.
There she is.
I think we'll probably go into...
We're going to go into hospital soon. So the rest of this vlog, we'll just take you along for the ride. I don't know how much we're going to... Don't know how much you want me to film or us to film. Do you want to be able to look back on it all?
Yeah, I do.
Well, then we're gonna film plenty. So this is... We'll leave you for a bit because we'll catch you when we're driving into hospital.
Well, we're going in, guys. They are coming quite thick and fast now. So I've got my colostrum with my freezer bag. And I just really hope we get there. And they're like, yes, things are progressing, because I'll have a mentally B if they're like, you're barely 2 centimetres dilated. So good vibes.
Sending good vibes.
Sending good vibes.
You can't send them now because it's happened.
Yeah.
But hopefully you're looking back and things will
like,
progress.
We did good.
We got this.
We got
Let's
this.
go.
Bosh, let's go into hospital. Let's fucking go get it.
After this one. Tell you what, that tender machine's a fucking godsend.
Fan, salt and vinegar crisps. And we're off. Okay, so we are into hospital. We are just waiting for Kate to be seen. We're into the delivery suite. Yeah, we're just finding out how far along she is. You're all good, aren't you?
Great.
All great.
Great.
We'll just need to figure out, do we want to stay? Do we want to go home? How far along are we? All that jazz. Unclear. We'll find out. We just leave the bags here.
With my salt and vinegar crisps. Almost 12 hours later than when we first got into hospital. It's 1:54 a.m. on the 3rd of May. And I had an epidural because we were not progressing despite things feeling incredibly intense. And actually the last couple of hours have been quite nice, haven't they?
It was deeply worrying when you weren't eating anything.
Yeah, couldn't even drink. I was getting spewy. But we're now 9 centimetres, so hopefully it won't be too long till we're pushing. Do you want to look road?
Oof, we are 24 hours into labour, 5 a.m. We are. I'm not sure. Team effort for the midwives and Kate, not so much me. I just nod off every now and again. But yeah, I think we're at the time to start thinking about pushing. It's exciting.
It is time. It is time going to meet our little boy.
Time to go.
Let's fucking go.
Let's get it. Right, you get the boring one first. You're about to see official Mama and Papa.
I did it, guys. Holy hell. I'm sure I'll dive into it at some point. And now is that time, guys. So I have been kind of trying to find the perfect moment, honestly, to film this clip. I've had the best part of this vlog ready for about a week and a half now, but I'm soon realising that with a newborn, you don't have the perfect moment. We are 6 weeks postpartum and honestly feeling so good. I am absolutely loving being a mum. This little guy, he is literally feeding away. He feeds a lot. I'm exclusively breastfeeding, but I did just want to sit down and kind of fill in a little bit of the blanks, because as I was editing this video, I've actually loved editing it. I'm so glad that we got some footage of the birth, but I feel like there's like quite a big, I know I make a point of saying like I'll probably fill you in and kind of what went down afterwards, and during my pregnancy I loved watching positive birth stories. I loved hearing people's experiences, and FYI, I would consider this a positive birth. It didn't quite go to plan, and I say plan quite loosely because yes, I did have, you know, a bit of a birthing plan in place, but I kept referring to it more as like preferences. Excuse me, we keep calling him our little dino because he literally sounds like a dinosaur. So I had certain preferences, and I didn't necessarily follow those preferences to a T. However, he arrived safely, both of us healthy, and at the end of the day, that was the end goal. And that's truthfully all I cared about. So the last time you properly kind of heard from us was just as we were kind of about to start pushing. But just to kind of rewind a little bit with that, in terms of what happened between us arriving to hospital and getting to that point. So you saw the clip of us kind of getting ready to go into hospital. That was about kind of 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'd been labouring at home, and you can probably see that my contractions at that point were actually quite intense. The TENS machine was a godsend, especially whilst I was labouring at home and initially when I first got to the hospital. Highly recommend. So I just rented a TENS machine from Amazon. You can rent them for 7 weeks. So I got it around about the 36-week mark. It came, and then post-birth, obviously we just kind of returned it, and it's amazing. It sends you like an actual envelope with everything on it for you to return it, so you're not even having to, like, you literally just need to put it in the post box. Like there's no kind of added ag or stress, which obviously with a newborn you don't want. So we headed into hospital. My contractions at that point were pretty intense. I was having kind of 3 or 4 within a 10-minute mark, which was quite a lot. And we got up to the labour ward. They put us in a room and they basically kind of said, let's examine you, let's see where you're at. At that point, at about kind of 2:30 in the afternoon, I was already 4 centimetres dilated, and they were like, this is amazing, like, you know, things are progressing really nicely, you've done really well to get to this point at home. Let's get the birthing suite, the birthing pool ready for you. So pretty much not long after that, I got in the pool. Loved being in the pool initially. It really helped. I felt like things were starting to get quite intense at that point, and actually getting in the pool gave me quite a lot of relief. I also started having gas and air as well. So from about kind of it was more kind of about 3:30 actually when we got in the pool, just because it took me a little bit of time to set it up, and they were kind of turning it around from somebody giving birth to it previously. Got in the pool about 3:30, between about 3:30 and 5:30. Contractions were tough, you know, they were kind of amping up in intensity quite a lot. I was feeling it, certainly, but we were in the pool, honestly, like, spirits were really high. We had 2 midwives, so I didn't actually know that when you were in active labour, you have 2 midwives with you at all times. Even if one of them has to go on break, somebody subs in, which I had no idea about. So that was really cool. The 2 ladies that we had were absolutely awesome. They were kind of keeping my spirits high. We were having really good chat with them. You know, I had a playlist on, so cannot recommend enough creating a playlist, but like
not just a birthing playlist, like what that, like, you know, you think of the songs that maybe you want to give birth to that are like really wholesome, and, you know, make a playlist that's fun. Like, we had Chris Brown to the Black Eyed Peas to The Greatest Showman to High School Musical playing. Like, you know, we had it on shuffle. I'd made the playlist myself. And like, we had it on shuffle, and it was just like, it was banger after banger. And it was really, you know, there was some real nostalgic. The girls were about our age, so there was some real kind of nostalgic songs in there as well. So that was really, really cool. So between, like, you know, 3:30 and 5:30, things were good. You know, don't get me wrong, it was tough. The contractions were intense. But we got to about 5:30 and they're like, okay, let's check you again. Let's see where we're sitting. I got out the water. Getting out the water when you've been in the water was actually really tough. I feel like there's like a real drop in, almost like adrenaline. Every time I got out the pool at any time, whether that was to go to the toilet, whether that was kind of, you know, maybe his heart rate dropped a little bit and they needed to monitor. Sorry, he's being really fussy. Do you want to just chill? Do you want to just chill? Do you want to say hi to the... Sometimes he doesn't realise that he doesn't want the boob anymore and he like kicks off. Or he's a bit, needs a burp. Hey, come on, we're explaining how you entered the world. Yeah. So yeah, at 5:30 I got examined again. I don't know if he's going to play ball. Are you going to play ball? Okay, I'm going to try him on the other boob. Bear with me 1 second. We'll see how he goes. My right boob is a little bit lazier. So at 5:30 I got examined and I was 6 centimetres dilated. So from 3:30 to 5:30 I'd progressed 2 centimetres, which they were like, this is unheard of for a first time mum, like, you're doing so well. You know, typically they say you progress a centimetre every 2 hours. So at this point it was like, things are happening quite quickly, this is great, awesome, fab. So at this point we were like, oh my god, this might actually he might actually come on his due date, like, this is happening. So got back in the pool. The next kind of 5 hour stretch, honestly, like, it is a little bit of a blur for me. I think your body is really, really clever as like a trauma response to convince you that things weren't as bad as they were. But essentially contractions really, really ramped up for me. We had a changeover of midwives at about 8 o'clock. At that point, I'd actually had to get out the pool because they'd noticed his heart rate's dropping. So when you're in the pool, they check his heart rate every 15 minutes with a Doppler. And one of the midwives had taken a reading and it had dropped. So I'd had to get out the pool. And again, had this like uncontrollable shaking. Going from being in the pool and having the warm water as like a bit of pain relief to then being out the pool feels like contractions really ramp up. But at this point I was struggling, you know, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I was finding the contractions really, really intense. They had intensified for me. And I was also just starting to really struggle from an energy standpoint. So I was literally like starting to like fall asleep between contractions. Jake was doing his damnedest to try to get me to like eat, drinking Lucozade Sport, but I was actually starting to feel really nauseous at this point as well. So around about this point when we had the midwife changeover, it felt like there was like quite a drop in morale. I was struggling big time, to be quite honest with you. The contractions were really, really intense, and, you know, starting to kind of just not doubt myself. I guess doubt myself a little bit. You know, in my head, I was like, things have really ramped up from an intensity standpoint. Surely that means that things are progressing as they should be. So anyway, this kind of went on for a while. They told me that they would check me again at 10:30. So that was like the next sort of milestone I was working towards. But that kind of time between 8 till 10 was really, really hard. And that's the first time I kind of had a conversation with my current midwife around the possibility of an epidural, because she made a point that I didn't actually know, that if you've laboured in the water for quite a considerable amount of time, which I had at this point, they don't recommend pushing in the water. So for me, I was like, well, if I'm not pushing in the water and having that as some form of pain relief, I would actually then consider just an epidural. But we had this conversation and we were like, let's see where you're sitting. Next time we examine you, you know, we'll see how you've progressed and we'll make a call then, we'll make a decision. So at around 10:30, got out the pool. At this point, I, you know, was in a bad way. Energy was gone. I was, kind of, quite in and out, falling asleep between contractions. The shaking when I got out of the pool again was uncontrollable. Just really, really struggling. So she examined me at this point, and essentially between about 5:30 and 10:30, I had not progressed at all. Not a single centimetre. At which point, obviously, I was pretty devastated. I'd laboured that long and, kind of gone through it. And my waters still hadn't broken. So she was like, right, let's break your waters. And this is when I was having conversations with Jake, I think I want the epidural. The fact I've not progressed, we're talking at least another kind of 4 to 6 hours minimum of labouring at this point. And I physically, without getting a bit of food in me, because again, I was feeling really nauseous at this point, without getting a bit of food in me, I physically don't know, even getting to the point of pushing, I don't know how I'm going to do that. So made the call to get the epidural. She broke my waters, and the hour between 10:30 till 11:30 was hell. I'm not gonna lie, the hour between them getting me ready for the epidural, the anaesthetist coming to me, talking about the risks, etc. I was in a really, really bad way. So anyway, this point they moved me out of the birthing pool suite into another room, and I got the epidural around 11:30, and it was instant relief. Instant relief. It's honestly, people kind of say the epidural is quite hard. It compared to contractions, it's fuck all. It's fuck all. You feel an instant warmth as well of things numbing. I wasn't fully numb, so I was still feeling the odd contraction. And actually that started to ramp up again a little bit towards the point of me pushing. So the midwife gave me the option to kind of increase my dose, and I could have done, but she did also say to me that it's quite a good thing if you can feel something when you come to push. So I was still getting the odd quite intense contraction when I'd had the epidural. But then it was just a bit of a waiting game. Obviously I was exhausted, but they had me, good boy, they had me sort of sitting really upright. I'll probably insert a photo here. Excuse me, don't expose me to the people. They had me sort of sitting really upright to help gravity do its thing. So I was actually really quite uncomfortable. Oh, a big burp. So the idea of me even getting any sleep, there was just no way. So between midnight to 5 o'clock, I was literally, Jake was dozing, the 2 midwives were there, we were having the odd little bit of chat, but I was just trying to get a little bit of food into me, trying to hydrate a little bit. Can you hear that? He's literally filling his nappy as I speak. This boy is like clockwork, guys. We shit, we sleep, we eat. I'm conscious that my battery's a little bit low as well, so I'm going to try and keep this a little bit short and sweet. But yeah, we were just kind of chilling. We had some tunes on again, and then at 5 o'clock it got to the point of pushing, which I'd hit 10 centimetres around kind of 4 o'clock. But what they do, I don't know if this is standard what they do in terms of having had an epidural, but they kind of leave you an extra hour or so. So they're you've hit 10 centimetres, but if we can just let your body do its thing a little bit more, the pushing part in theory should be a little bit easier. So 5 o'clock strikes, and it's right, it's go time, let's fucking go, let's push. Honestly, I didn't expect the pushing part to be as hard as it was. And for me to feel as much as I did, again, I'm just prefacing this that I did have the option throughout that period as I was dilating with the epidural to increase my epidural dose, and I chose not to. So I feel like that was a little bit on me, but we essentially pushed. So we started pushing at 5 o'clock. He was born at 6:33. It got to about 6 o'clock and not a huge amount happened. We had my 2 midwives that had obviously changed over at 8 o'clock were still with me. And I think, there was starting to be some hushed conversations of maybe we need extra intervention, we need some extra help here. This is when the head midwife came in. She was a fucking force to be reckoned with, can I just say. She was, thank God for her, because she came in and she was like a drill sergeant. So my current midwives, it was almost 3 pushes per 1 contraction. She came in, I did 3 pushes. She's like, fucking come on, Kate, go again, keep going, don't lose it, hold it, let's go. So we ended up doing 6 kind of pushes per contraction, which physically the most exhausting thing I've ever done, like hardest thing I've ever done. And I didn't actually know that the fitter and stronger you are, actually the harder it can be during that pushing process, because your body almost pulls back as you're pushing. So we got to this point where it was like, you know, we need to speed things up here now, because if we go past the 1.5-hour point, we need more intervention. He's sucking his hands again. He's starving. You're ravenous, aren't you? Ravenous. Anyway, I did have an episiotomy, so they did have to cut me. And there was kind of this sort of 15-minute period of, they were getting the doctors kind of ready, thinking that we were going to need more intervention. And it was actually the point where my midwife, she kind of went to step outside to speak to the doctor. The doctor was outside the door. The head midwife was at the bottom of me, and she literally screamed to the other midwife, Rachel, are you ready to catch this baby? Like, it went from 0 to 100, like we're not progressing at all, you know, we need more intervention, to him literally shooting out of me. And I will never forget it. If the midwife hadn't been stood at the end of the bed, he'd have gone off the edge of the bed. The speed at which this boy came out, I'll never forget it. Never ever forget it. Anyway, he was then put on my chest, cried immediately, shit immediately, covered me in poop, by the way. And it was euphoria. Everyone says euphoria the second they hit your chest. The second you hit the chest, you kind of forget everything. I wouldn't say I forgot everything because I still had to be stitched up. And again, because I felt like quite a lot of my epidural had worn off at that point, I felt a lot of that. It was grim. I was actually physically sick whilst they were doing that. I had him on my chest, student midwife trying to get him to latch, then stitching me up. Jake stood next to me sobbing, which, by the way, he is not an emotional boy. I've barely ever seen the boy cry, and he was just stood there sobbing, and I was like, this is a lot. This is a lot. And I was like, Jake, I'm going to be sick. And he was like, and I was like, no, I'm going to be sick. Get me something to be sick in. And he was like fumbling for one of the buckets. I literally just like over my shoulder was like, ugh. But yeah, crazy. Just incredible though. Absolutely incredible. It was the hardest thing I've ever done. But to look back on the experience, as I said, I do think our bodies are very clever from a trauma response standpoint. With that, they help you forget the really, really hard parts, because I think if we didn't forget the really, really hard parts, we probably would never have children again. But I'm like, give me 10 more, let's go. Because he's an absolute dream. I'm obsessed with him. I'm loving being a mum, as I said. And if anyone's watching this, you know, scared of childbirth or scared of pregnancy, postpartum, you know, obviously everybody's experience is so different. But for me, it's been the most incredible time of my life, and I've loved every second of it. And, you know, what I would say is, don't go into it assuming it's going to be really negative. Go into it, you know, knowing that there's going to be some really fucking hard moments, but when you have them here and they are doing well and they're thriving, and, you know, even he's starting to smile a little bit now, it's the best thing in the entire world. And so anyway, I am going to circle back to us being in the hospital. If I could relive the next clips and us coming home and doing all of that over again, and honestly reliving the last 6 weeks, I would do it in a heartbeat. So yeah, catch you there.
Talk to me about tea and toast.
Oh my god, the tea and toast. People talk about the NHS tea and toast. It touched my soul. Like...
So you don't want your Mackey's breakfast?
No, I do want that as well. We've been planning like our post-birth food, obviously, for weeks. We have. You've heard it because you've been in my tummy. Yeah. But
so between farmhouse, brunch
Mackey's,
place and a Mackey's.
And then it's like, what decision do we make tonight? Is it pizza? Is it burger? Is it...
Oh yeah, Five Guys. Big decisions.
Here is the little man. He's just chilling. We are... Oh gosh, I've looked better. We are on the ward now, and we've been in here since lunchtime. I've not really slept. It's about 7 p.m, but look at this scene right here. Baby daddy feeding me well. Oh yeah. meet for Stephanus. What? The hell?
Deli?
Jalapenos.
Yep. There's like some pancetta, I think. Or guanciale.
What's the cheese?
It's just mozzarella. It's just really firm mozzarella, isn't it?
Sensational. Little boy's had a feed. We've been practising our latch. I think that's going to take a bit of practice, a bit more practice. And yeah, we're just going to eat this, enjoy it. I'm going to shower. I've still not showered, which is gross. And then hopefully get some sleep tonight. Good morning.
What is this thing doing? There you go. There.
Just enjoying a Balthazar's cinnamon Nutella pastry. Jake bought me my overnight oats in this morning. Had a pretty good night with the little boy last night. He, I'd say I've probably managed about 4 hours sleep on and off, which I think is pretty good, especially considering we're in a ward with
Some
the
people,
babies.
like one of the dads messaged that in the first week they managed 4 hours combined total over a week.
Mental. He's still pretty sleepy, but he's feeding pretty well. He's latching on. He's getting the memo. I think we're both learning.
He understood the assignment.
We're both learning.
We think we're going home today.
But yeah, we're hoping we're kind of chat and discharge and hopefully get home and just settle into life as a family of 3.
Little family. I'm going to head out at some point in the next hour or so. I'm going to go collect a nice big piece of
Steak.
beef fillet steak.
Red meat.
And I'm going to cook it blue with an amazing
Still
sauce. And she's going to get some good iron into her.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get you home. Spend our first night together.
Yeah.
So
Mental.
we're going to take you along for the first night home and then leave you to wait for the next video.
Oh,
Little sneeze from the little man. Little sneeze from the little man.
Chilling. He's just had a feed.
Oh, look at you. Have we told them the name yet?
We haven't, have we?
We've not told you the name.
Little Theodore. Theo
Van Hoff.
Theo Van Hoff. I love it. I think it suits him as well.
Defo. Right. We'll
we'll-
catch you when we're sort of discharging, probably.
On our way home. You're right there, Dad.
Having a nice time. Just looking over my cub.
To Simba, little baby boy. We are still waiting to be discharged. Theo has had his checks and everyone is very happy for him to go home. I have not had my checks yet though. So
How's
I'm
the
hoping-
How's the VJJ doing?
Oh, she's not thriving.
She needs a check.
She needs a check, just to be on the safe side.
Ooh.
But talk to me, what did you pick up earlier?
Dinner
Dinner?
for Catherine
Mhm.
is a Chateaubriand, like a big thing of fillet steak, 500 grams. We're going to do some smashed Jersey royals, so I'm going to boil them up and then I'm going to smash them a little bit, roast them in a really hot oven with some flaky sea salt, some asparagus, a really nice simple green salad with a French dressing and a peppercorn sauce.
And then?
So I got sent home yesterday for a little nap by boss lady over here, and I was still a bit stressed apparently. What was that, 9 AM or something?
No, that was like
4 PM.
Yeah, it's about 3
Yeah,
o'clock.
I was still up height for some reason, so
Yeah.
I just did some stress baking. I've been threatening her to make us some cookies for a while. So I've made her some brown butter sourdough mini egg cookies, which have got some mini eggs crushed up, cornflakes, dark chocolate, white chocolate,
Sorry, what?
and then the cookie dough is like brown butter and sourdough mix.
The only thing that comes to mind is like that TikTok trend that goes around. It's like a reward. I'm excited. I'm
It'll be
excited
like
to
a
get up
reward.
here now as well. I'm feeling a bit just
Caged.
caged. Yeah, big time. Time to Time to do the hot dad walk.
I'm dressed for it.
Get out of here
Ready, bruv.
and get home. We are home.
We're home.
I don't think I've ever been happier.
You had a little tear in the car, didn't
I
you?
did.
I was really close.
I had a
The only
little
reason I
sob.
didn't go is so that I could drive.
Yeah.
Literally. We said we'd show you the plans tonight. Which date?
We've scrammed. We've scrammed real hard.
There'll be an adjustment
Yeah.
period to vlogging while being parents, because I think your brain just he wants the attention. He's not happy. You guys are disturbing his boob. Anyway, I stress baked some cookies, so we'll show you that. Show you the cookies and ice cream.
Yeah, good boy.
She's doing amazingly. Unreal.
I was thinking about it. It's right there.
Come on, you got it. Come on. We haven't told them the name, have we? Or have we?
I think we did yesterday, introducing Theodore.
Today.
Was that today?
Oh, yeah, today. Yeah. Like 4 hours ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Baby Theodore Vantoff is what we're going with at the moment. Teddy for a cute little nickname, and Theo will be his name, realistically.
Yeah.
Other than Mummy. Mummy's going to call him Teddy.
I think I'm Teddy. Holy hell! So these are the cookies, guys. What the hell? I've literally had the best steak dinner, and now I'm getting homemade cookies with ice cream while feeding this little milk monster. Doesn't get any better. Does not get any better.
I'll talk you through them, seeing as I made them. They are a brown butter sourdough chocolate chip cookie. We've got dark chocolate, white chocolate, mini eggs, and some cornflake pieces. The only person I'm interested in opinion is this lady over here. So talk to me. How are they? Oh, they're crunchy, aren't they? Are they gooey enough, or did I overbake them?
Wow. No, it's gooey in the middle. They are. I mean, Jake gave me a little taste of the cookie dough when we got back, and I was like, holy fuck. They're like the right, like they're quite salty, but in like the best way. Wow.
It's actually almost best with the dark chocolate bits. I don't know if you've had any of that.
I've not had any dark chocolate yet.
But I think that's a bit grown up for this situation. Like, they're really grown up when you get.
Fuck me. Oh yeah, there's some dark chocolate here. 10 out of 10. Dark chocolate.
Yeah. I think we should close the bottle off.
No notes. I think we should.
Yeah.
You can't tell. I am just feel like I'm living in a bit of a dream world right now.
Dream come true. You've got a healthy boy. You've got a healthy mama.
Life is really fucking good.
Daddy still knows how to cook.
And I feel like we're just going to have
The best week.
the best week. We're just going to soak it all in. Just, yeah. No routine. No plans. Just making the most of this little guy. But thanks for watching.
Like, comment, subscribe.
All that jazz.
We'll catch you later this week where
We
we
will.
will do at least
Yeah.
one little video.
Catch up with you. Yeah, 100%.